Hey guys, I thought this was important to show you before I ripped it down. Anybody with sentimental value on the Virago 500, I need to start parting it out because it's time to go. We need to make some room for other bikes. But this is what we got. This is what we have left. There is a seat left, but here's what we got. I'll try to maybe we'll look at some of these parts when I have them removed, but this is it's time to start dropping this thing. I've sold the CDI, the fuel petcock, the tank is gone. Remember looking at this thing, air filter's in there. So I might use these bars on a different bike. They might work out pretty good. I'm needing some bars for other vehicles. So we got horns, most of a wiring harness. Hey, bungee cord. There, remove that. That can be used. All right. So yeah, this one's getting broke down and parted out. We'll open up those carbs, see what's inside. Actually, still have a pretty good exhaust system on this guy, so somebody will grab that, I'm sure. Exhausts are not easy to come by sometimes. I have to clean up those brake calipers, but I'm sure that'll be fine. But yep, there's a 500. You guys knew it from the channel, and I figured I'd give you a good look at it before it gets parted out. Also have a gold wing. I think that's an 81 GL 1100. So if you're needing parts for that, we'll be breaking that down too. Obvious reasons, there is a hole in the piston, and rather than try and rebuild that, it's been sitting out and it's time to go. So lots of good parts on there too. So yeah, I'll continue this video, but here's what she looks like before she gets torn down. Tires are still holding air. Tires actually look pretty good. Amazingly, tires look good. D404s. Let's see. There's a little bit of crack there, but they're still holding air. Way to go, Dunlap. You guys are awesome. So, yep, we'll start breaking her down. Just letting you guys get a look at her before she's disassembled. All right, guys, this is what we have left. A 500 power plant, excuse me, carburetors, upper frame, rear frame, rear wheel, shock, front wheel, bent forks, some dripped fluid. There is an intact exhaust system, rear differential, lots of tools, more tools, and a bucket of parts. There we go. I'd say that's a success. Say goodbye to the Virago 500. If you need anything, let me know. Alright guys, now that it's bright and light out, let's look at what we have here. Like I said, we have a box of parts, wiring harness, got the gauges off over here, 14,000 miles on those guys. They do have wiring to them. Got the risers for the handlebars. Got the engine. See if there's anything interesting. We'll look at the carbs later. Carbs would have been right there. See if there's anything interesting on this engine. The kickstand, the side stand, is on the engine, but when I separated the engine from the frame, remember the frame and the engine are mounted together. The engine is actually part of the frame. It's a stress member of the frame. So there's your upper frame. There's your air box, basically. That's a pretty cool design. And there's your air intake. So the intake goes in here and then flows through the frame. And here's where your, oh, this is where your rear suspension mounts to. Am I saying that right? Yeah, I think the rear suspension mounts here and then runs out here. And then the main stand is actually mounted to the frame. So that's pretty cool. Got a little mildew on there. And then over here, you have your rear frame, or I guess it would be your subframe. There is your suspension. That's your rear suspension. Here's your rear wheel. Like I said, that tire looks pretty decent. And then we have our front wheel. Remember, this is a Virago 500. You have a single-sided brake mounted there. You got shocks, which are shot and bent, so those are trash. And then what else we got here? Exhaust system's pretty nice, so that'll be up for sale. And then the rear differential, all the gears are pretty good in that. That gear oil, I emptied it before I took it off. That was brand new gear oil in there. I cannot believe it. It was beautiful. It was clean and didn't stink. If you know anything about gear oil, that stuff should stink. And then I have the controls and the bars there and all my tools. So those are actually probably gonna go on the Shadow. I think I'll probably swap those bars over the Shadow, and that'll be perfect. So there's your view of a broken down Virago 500. I think it's a 1983, because I'm not sure they made these any other year. Yep, 1082. So this would have been an 83 model. I'm pretty sure it was just a single year model. So if you have a Virago VX, no, VX? XV. I think it's an XV. Yeah, if you have a Virago xv500, you have a rare unit there, and here's your parts. So I'll break this engine down, and we will look at the carburetor later. So we'll do an in-depth tear down on the carbs. So check it out, follow for more. I'll catch you on the next one.